Hi everyone, welcome to our new series on animation. This is the typical default scene that you would normally see when you open Blender, but what I'm going to do is take you through the user interface for the animation screen. So we'll change that at the top from default to animation. Just close it up a bit. Right, so what we've got here is in the center we've got the 3D window as normal. Top left is the dope sheet where the keyframes will be recorded. That will become more apparent as we go along. At the bottom is the timeline, which you're probably familiar with. Here is the graph editor, which is a powerful editor that can smooth out an animation, but we probably won't need that, and it's a bit advanced for me anyway. The top right is the camera perspective, which I don't find very useful, so I'll be closing that window up. So here is the outliner as usual, and here is the properties window, and the animation exporter will appear under this camera icon at the bottom when we've installed Avastar. So we'll do that now. File, user preferences, install add-on. It's in downloads. I'll click the calendar so that I can find it quickly. It's the first one after the folders. Avastar 2.4.15 is the one I'm using. And I will have to tick it to activate it, so I'm going to type Avastar. And there it is, it's appeared, and I shall put a tick in the top left hand corner. That's now activated, and save user settings. Right, so now let's go. We'll delete the cube and the camera. And we'll go into orthographic view. I don't like user perspective, it messes with my brain. So I shall press 5 to go into orthographic view and 1 for front view. Now down here we can do add Avastar basic. We will be doing bento bones, but to start with we'll be using this basic one so you can see the difference. So now I'm going to press T to get the tools panel, and you'll see that Avastar has appeared as a tab on that panel. Now what we've got here is workflows at the top, and below that is various presets. Now the one we want is pose and animate, so we're going to click that. It's probably on that by default, but just in case. And the other one we want is rig display. Now here is where you're going to turn off, on and off, the bones that you want to see and those you don't want to see. Now first of all I'm going to turn off origin, because Second Life doesn't recognise origin, and Avastar won't let you export it if the origin is keyframed. The eye focus can be useful. We'll turn that on in the next lesson. Yeah, that's okay. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put her into a default pose and save the file. Before I do that, you notice these odd coloured curves here. They are limits, and what happens is that limit visibility for limits. So if you rotate the arm upwards, it will only go that far. For some reason, Second Life thinks we can't raise our arm higher than that, but you can turn it off. This turns off the visibility, so you won't see this coloured curve. If you had all the bones selected, it would be a mess. So I like to have those off. So I'm going to turn that off there, and that is under rig display. Now I'm going to press N, because that's only turned off the visibility. Look. R. Oops. It still can't go further than that. So press N to see the end panel. Scroll down. Rotation controls. So you can turn off all bones or selected bones. By default it's selected bones, so you can disable rotation limits for just the arms, or you can turn off all bones, disable rotation limits, and then it's just shot over there. So now you've got full control. But we won't be putting the arms up that high today, so I'm going to turn that off. Okay. Oh, let me just show you this. This is where the animation exporter will be. Down the bottom under the camera icon. Oh, got bad glasses on, I'm trying to read that. No keyframes to export. Right, so we can do something about that now. So let's put her into a relaxed pose, so rotate the arms down with R. Now here is copy and paste. So the first button here is copy, the next one is paste, and the third one is paste mirrored. And that's the one we want. So copy, and then paste mirrored. The other one goes down as well. She still looks a bit stiff. And now I'm going to grab a bone and put her into a more relaxed pose. So I'll turn her to the side with numpad 3. And let's try the head. So I'll grab the head and just shake it about a bit. So G. That's okay. So now what I'm going to do is select all the bones. I'm going to put my cursor on frame 0. Oh, it's already there. And press I, letter I, and choose rotation. Now I'm going to turn her to the side and grab the cog bone, which is this funny bone sticking out the back. Cog means centre of gravity. And press I, lock rot. Lock rot is location and rotation. Yep, okay. And now let's save the file. And we'll end this part of the video here and come back to it shortly and make our first pose.